Yeah, hello. Oh my god. Stream today is such a mess. Stream today is such a mess. I was like, yeah, okay, I think I have everything ready for stream. I forgot to include my fucking mic. That is a great start. Amazing start. We love it. My god. I hate, oh my god. There's probably a better way of doing this, but I don't want to think about it. Output source, let's add Steam audio. We're gonna turn it down. You get everything set up first and then I'll rant to you about the day. God, that's not what I wanted. There we go, that's what I want. Okay. I think it's picking up on the music. Is it? I'll turn it up just a bit. But I don't want it too loud. I'll turn myself up more. And then I'll turn that off on my end, because I do not want to be wearing my headphones. Actually, yeah, one sec. That is way quieter than I want it to be. Let's do it about there. Let's do it about there. Okay, I think I'm actually ready. It only took me 4 minutes. Actually, let's do new. So hopefully I haven't fucked up everything, but hello and welcome to today's stream, in which I try to ignore the fact that my stream setup is very different than normal. I don't know how to feel about this. Probably should send a link to the Discord. But do I want to? One sec, back over here. Can you turn the music down just a smidge? Because I don't want it like too obnoxiously loud. And every time I have to do a thing on my tablet, I'll just use my tablet for that. Shit like this that makes me want to get a second monitor, like a proper second monitor. Okay. Okay, cool. And then we are going to very pointedly close out of both of those, because I hate I hate doing self-promo. I'm not confident enough in it. There's usually a thing for DPI. Apparently I've been doing my DPI at like an obnoxiously low setting this entire time. Like I didn't learn that until I was watching some speed paints today, which is amazing. That's really lovely. Oh my god! And I was like, once again, I thought I had everything figured out, but I need to go check my Twitch settings to make sure that the VOD for this isn't going to go up like instantaneously. I think I have it set to where it shouldn't. Or has it already turned off? Is it? I'm live, right? My god. At this rate, I'm never gonna do another drawing stream. Oh my god. Channel. Maybe stream is where it's on. So that's for clip settings. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, so the VOD for this should be unpublished because I do not want this on Twitch. Hello to Katie. Katie? Yeah, Katie K. Welcome to the very scuffed stream. It's very scuffed, I'm sorry. But yeah. I was hoping to get some sketching done. We'll see about that. I don't know how much will be done because I'm having to contort my limbs around the stream setup right now. Why is it? What's that? I'm just going to assume that's because I'm doing this very weirdly and everything doesn't like it. So trying to get stream running today was a very interesting experience because normally what I do is, since I'm here, I'll just try it out. I have which screen am I on? Let's turn me up. I don't feel like talking very loudly right now. Okay, so for normally I have, this is the big boy monitor, and then there's like my drawing tablet, and usually I'm doing like stream shit over here, so it's not even connected to like my PC. Even though this is connected and this is where like OBS is sitting, but right now, a sec, how would I need to figure out a better place to put my camera, not my camera, my keyboard. But right now OBS is over here, and then I'm drawing over here. And then this is my main one right now. It's my PC certainly does not like this. It really does not. It doesn't like this setup. So definitely, hopefully next time I will have a proper second monitor, so that way I'm not having to use OBS on my big monitor, because that is not, it's not good. But anyways, I was hoping to get some character design sketches done. I mean, we'll see. I'm a pretty meh artist, I will admit. But sanity check to make sure that the music is still going. Yep, music is still going. Hopefully the levels are good. It's not. Oh my god. I was... How would I even like start explaining this, I guess? So last night, I was hoping to get a video on my third channel uploaded like this morning, but because of a variety of technical issues, that didn't happen. But last night I was hoping that it would go up this morning, so I stayed up pretty late and I was doing some character sketches. I hate this. I think I got out all my good art energy yesterday. Ooh, I can do that. That's pretty cool. Let's go back to here. This is where I think it went wrong. So I was sketching one of my OCs. I might do like a speed paint on the channel one of these days, once I, you know, have gotten back in the groove of drawing, I guess. Like sometimes I have it, but most of the times I don't. It's just like, wow, what is an art? What is an art? I think it's something like that. Her bangs are weird. Her bangs are really weird. And I think I decided that it's kind of sits like this. I'm gonna toss something down there. But, so this is one of my 100,000 OCs I have. I want to do a speed paint of her someday. Don't know if she would actually wear this, but, yeah. It's a pretty head empty sort of day. She would wear a choker, I feel. Probably should have done warm-up sketches or like much planning at all. Would it be like that? Would be like that, I think. And then her arm is sitting there, I guess. Something like that. So this OC's character, her name is... Wait, OC's character, what the fuck? This character's name is what I'm trying to say. This character's name... Her name is, if I'm remembering her last name correctly, her name is... Novaseki. She's... How old is she? I think she's one of my younger OCs. She's like about 14 at the start of the story, maybe like 16 by the end. So this is probably her like closer to the end. Because at the beginning she's like an actual child, but... Let's just ignore the fact that she has an ear right there for now. Let's toss something there. That maybe? I don't know. Once again, I'm really rusty when it comes to like drawing. So most of the time it is a fight to the death to get anything good out. It's really cool, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, and most of the time it's like an actual fight to like get anything semi-decent out. And my style and like how I do anything is all over the place. It's not how I want the eye to look. Let's tilt it that way. Yeah. I'd also like to give a really quick warning. For the first time ever, I am not alone while in the house while I'm streaming. My roommate is here. She's not feeling well. Yeah, she's not feeling well, so she is not at work right now. And on the one hand, that's a good thing because, you know, proper working rights and shit. On the other hand, I don't like streaming when there's other people in the house, so if I am quieter than normal, that is why. God. Today is it's a fighting sort of day when it comes to the art. But yeah. So, she also has freckles. Very important. Let's do another layer. Oh my god. So many little settings that have to be changed every time I swap the monitors over. So yeah, if I am talking quieter than normal, that's because my roommate is here, and if you hear either a dog barking or people talking, that's why. But let's see what I can get done. Start. Where do I want to start? start with the like a solid headshot. I want to like finalize her design today. So yeah, this character's name, her name is Novaseki. She's 14 years old. There's a plot, I guess. But so I wish my roommate was here. They have just gone on holiday and left me alone. Oh, that's the worst. Sometimes being alone in a house is really nice, but other times it's like, I want people that I can see to talk to. But yeah, most of the time it's really nice to not have people around. Though that's mainly because the people I know in real life, the best way to describe it is like, if you put all of them in the same room, it's like how would I describe it? It's like a it's like a fucking train wreck. That's the best way I would put it. It's like, I'm gonna... Good. It's like, no, fuck. I can't do that because then that affects stream audio. Fuck. Okay. I'm hearing like little bits of the music and I'm like, I don't want that. Yeah, and I have to feed their cat. Like, Cinnamon is cute and all, but she doesn't like me feeding her. What did you do to Cinnamon? But maybe it should be like that. I mean, cats are nice. Cats are nice. Dogs I'm not a big fan of, personally, but that's because I have a history with them. Do I want it? Yeah, let's do it like that. I feel like having that clear distinction between the collar part and the rest of the jacket would work really well. I did nothing. Like, she and I get on well, but she only likes my roommate feeding her. I mean, I guess if the cat doesn't like you feeding her, then I don't think bribing the cat would work well. But have you tried bribing the cat? When in doubt, bribe cats. That's... like, cats, dogs, most animals, and like small humans, you can always bribe them with like food, you know? Like, food is a pretty good motivator for like humans under the age of like 12 and like most animals. Oh, personally, I prefer dogs. I'm allergic to cats. I have to take medication every day. I used to be more equal in like my love between cats and dogs, but I recently got bit by a dog, and also I'm starting to think that I'm allergic to dogs. So now it's just more of a, yeah, I'll take like a cat or like a plant. Plants are nice. So how can I bribe her? You get like the really good like cat food, or like maybe like fish or something. That's what I would do. Or like those cat treats, like I don't know if they have it elsewhere, but I know that in Japan they have like this really nice like cat treat where it's like a liquid and you kind of squeeze it out. She doesn't like me feeding her. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think bribing her with food would work. since she doesn't like you feeding her, but... Oh my god. The fact that I can very faintly hear the music when it's turned all the way down on my headphones is... Ugh. It is... That is my own kind of personal hell, I would say. Let's go with like thinner, like more typical anime eyebrows. Like something like that, maybe? Oh yeah, but it's expensive. I can barely afford rent while working 3 jobs. Ooh, yeah. I have regularly dipped below 0 on my bank account paying for rent. And sometimes it's like my parents will call and they're just like, why is your bank account below 0? Like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, oh yeah, I was paying rent. And they're like, oh god, everything's like so fucking expensive these days. Like recently I have started, one sec, can I flip it? One sec, how do I flip it? It's view here, horizontal. There we go, that's how we do it. Like shit's so expensive that recently I've gone from like on-brand cereal to like off-brand cereal to save on money. My parents don't call. I wish they would. The only time like my mother calls is to complain about like my finances. It's like I have gone to a slightly different shade of red. I don't like that. Today's just not my day when it comes to drawing, isn't it? God, you gotta love the days when the art doesn't want to art. At least my dad will call if he's like, if he wants to. But my mom has legit, the only times she has called me in like the past month is when like I dipped below 0 on the bank account. She was like, I've never gone below 0 before on my life. And I was like, must be nice growing up in the 80s. Must be real nice growing up when shit wasn't expensive. But yeah, I feel you on that. Maybe I should go down lower. Ooh, that ended up pretty nice. Let's get this to dip a little bit lower. Like that. There we go. Yeah, I got kicked out. Ooh. I feel you on that. I'm non-binary, but I haven't come out to my parents at all. Because I know full well that they would just straight up like kick me out. Shit's hard. Didn't mean to come out, yeah. I have a feeling though that one of these days my parents are going to figure out, but until then can I just... I don't feel like drawing the second eye, I will be honest. Control C, Control V. Good. Now let me figure out how to do fancy transformations on this. I feel like there should be a way. Like that. There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. I wish I had like something better to say, but like it's just that shit's rough. But one day it's all going to work out. To be honest, I don't really want them in my life. If they're going to treat me like that, I'm happy, so that's what counts. Yeah. It's part of the reason why the only times me and my mother talk is when she's yelling at me about finances. But that's rough, yeah. So much fighting for a weird face. Oh wait, I forgot they're on different layers, aren't they? Let's merge it back down. Like I wish I had like a webcam so that way I could show this, but I had like a really good like feel for her design, and now it's like, well, that's gone. That is straight gone. Let's go bigger. Something. How would I flip it? Do I just have to remember the numbers? God. Maybe, okay, let's do like 5,000 by 5,000. How about that? Or... Oh, that's width. Fuck. I'm always the worst at making the... like the canvas sizes. Didn't I? One sec. How did I draw her face yesterday? Oh, I only did one sketch of her face. No wonder why I don't have a good grasp on that. I was focusing more on the, I guess like the overall design of it all. But I have this pose. I want her hair to kind of be like that. Her shoulders are a bit up, so kind of like that. Drawing her is always a bit difficult because, for context, she is... how tall is she? She's like a really weird... not like weird, I guess, but... she's really short, I've always imagined her to be like really short. It's like, let me... How tall would she be? She's like around 150 centimeters. I don't like this canvas size anymore. I don't like this canvas size anymore. Fuck, how do I change that? Yeah, it is that way. Okay. Let's start with that. So she's pretty short and also fairly young, so I never really quite know like how long to make her torso and shit. It never feels like I get it just right, you know. Like even right now, like the scale is off. So second attempt. Actually, let's go back to the old canvas size. Okay, there we go. Now we try again. If I do like the full pose, then maybe I can get the scale better. She's very short. I am giant compared to her, yeah. She is, I think, my shortest OC. And I have a lot of like really short ones too, so. And it's also kind of funny because I've decided that her, oh god, I have to explain the plot if I want to talk about her weapon, god damn it. But, no wait, fuck, I made it too tilted. So as a very vague plot, because I've never really had to describe this particular story to anyone, but, there is a intergalactic war going on. Not war, but yeah, conflict, war, revolution. There's a bad alien army and then like the good alien coalition. And they decided, like the coalition I guess decided a couple years ago to make like sentient weapons. Like there's sentient weapons. And there's 7 of them. Like canonically, like they all consider each other siblings. So there's like 7 siblings, right? And she is the youngest. Oh my god, my poor program. Come on. It's fucking loading on my end. Also, hi Creek. Yeah, we're talking plot right now. So there's a revolution war going on. I don't like the legs. How did I do it? How did I do it earlier? I think it's just like, that's just like a perspective shit. I have to figure out the perspective of that. Because this leg's like a bit further back. Yeah, Katie, Creek is a really good friend of mine. They're real chill. Could also be that. One sec, can't I? Since I'm altering the whole layer, can't I? There we go. There we go, I think that works better than the old legs. So there's a, okay, so before I get derailed any further, there is a, intergalactic war between the bad army and the good army. And the good army, like the coalition, made sentient weapons, and she is one of the 7 sentient weapons. But she has, and like kind of stereotypical like protagonist vibes. She has spent most of her, like all of her life that she can remember, living as a normal human being on Mars. Like she very vague, not Mars, on Earth, like on Earth. Like she knows that, like, oh god, I have to explain the rest of the plot. So should I start with the time travel, or should I go with like chronological shit to explain all of this? Like before the story begins, they're like when, let me write her name in the corner so people know who I'm talking about. This is Novoseki. She's 14 years old, about-ish, at the beginning of the story. So her 7 siblings. So when Nova is, I guess, quote unquote born, she has how many siblings? She has 4 older siblings. But shortly after she was... No, wait. Oh, wait, fuck. I was about to explain it. And then I realized I'm confusing even myself. Oh, God. So the best way to describe how they're, like, born is that, like, they're just, like, test tube babies, I guess. Grown in, like, a lab and shit. And, like... And, like, they planned this sort of thing out, like, months in advance. I made her shoulders too broad, god damn it. I imagine her to be, like, a very slight person, but, like, muscular. Which means I made her shoulders too broad, god damn it. She was still, like, in the tube, and she was several months out from being born when, the Fire Nation, I mean the bad alien people, the bad alien army, like, launched an attack on the laboratory in which she, like, her tube was being held. And all of her, like, her older siblings, there's, like, I used to have, like, their rough age differences, like, memorized, but I would say, because they do... when they come out of the test tube, they're closer to like a 5-year-old than like a newborn baby. So I'd say that there's like at least a 3, maybe 4-year-old difference between her and her next eldest sibling. Let me write out everyone's names. No, wait, no. They would be the youngest at the time that this was happening. So at the time Nova was born, these were her older siblings. And I would say it's like a 2 to 3 year difference, definitely about 5 to 6, and then like these 3 were like pretty much made back to back because we're like we need weapons. We need like weapons of mass destruction, and I'll explain why they're weapons of mass destruction like really quick. So maybe it's like a 7-9 difference or something like that. But so when the facility was attacked, this sibling went and got her tube and basically had to get her out of the tube like early. So Nova was born like prematurely, I guess, and then during that attack, this sibling disappeared, and then Nova and Nakato went into hiding on Earth. And then fast forward, like, I guess 10 years? If we're... I really need to sit down and make a timeline for this. After... Let me turn this up a bit. After 10 years, there is, let me explain the future stuff and then I'll jump back to the present. Meanwhile, in the distant future of, I actually don't know how far out in the future there are. I just know that they're in the quote-unquote bad timeline. In the bad timeline, we have... That is not the same size as that earlier. There we go. We have Mona Lisa. Yes, her name is stupid. Yes, she chose it herself. Mona Lisa and then Sylvia. They're in the future because of time travel shenanigans, because the coalition were getting so desperate that they built a time machine, and Sylvia and another person were meant to be the two sent back to the past in order to change the timelines. But then shenanigans I cannot elaborate on further means that Mona Lisa is... Oh wait, maybe I should just explain the shenanigans that happened. Just know that these two got back to the like present day. So now it's like, in terms of like everyone's relative ages to each other physically, because Mona Lisa's weird as usual. It's like that in terms of age. Now let me explain to you the shenanigans that went on with that time machine. So the way their weapons of mass destruction is that there's like gems, I guess. There's like magic, just vague sci-fi like gems of incredible power. That's the, not gems. Are they gems? Like power sources, I guess. And the way the siblings were made was that when they were still in the tubes, basically their DNA was fused with like this power source gem rock shit, and so that way they could like wield it and shit. And like the power source, which is normally like super volatile, pretty hard to use, is really good for like bombs. Especially when put into the hand of literal child soldiers. And each person was built with a different power set in mind, or at least everyone has ended up with a different power set. I don't like her face already. Maybe something like that. So everyone has like a different power set, and like they all kind of like work as like the, what is it, like SEAL Team 8, but like gem nuke bombs. And however, this means that their DNA is actually pretty fragile when compared to like a normal person, I guess. When I mean by person, I mean like sentient being of their species, because they're all different species. Like human, like a human hybrid, another human hybrid. I like to believe that humans are somehow the most genetically stable like things in the galaxy. And then it's like alien question mark alien, right? Alien. But which means that like so their DNA is like pretty fragile compared to like normal people, I guess. And why is it doing that? And the way the time machine worked is that it took your DNA, so it had to be like synced up to your DNA. You couldn't just hop in the time machine and go, yeah, I want to go to like I don't know, 1940s France or whatever, right? You can't do that. You have to like give it a sample, let it process, make sure of what, a hybrid of what exactly? That's a good question. I don't know. I just know that they are close enough to human to pass as human on Earth. but it's very obviously not human. I cannot describe. The best way to describe it, it's like if they were different kinds of cake. Yeah, if they were different kinds of cake, then and like each species was like a different type of like cake base, then Nakato, Lucine, and Nova all have like the human cake base, if that makes sense. I wish I could explain it better, but yeah. I have to go. It's getting late for me. Sorry. That's fine. I hope you enjoyed stream, and I hope to catch you around here one of these days. That sounded vaguely ominous. That sounded ominous. Yeah, I did. That's good to hear. Thank you for stopping by. Love your art, by the way. Thank you. God, I can't draw. I can't draw. Now she looks like she's just doing like the little sort of face. That's kind of cursed, I will be honest. So yeah, Creekstar, it's pretty much just for like variety, but also at the same time not having to deal with 6 different alien designs. But god damn it, where was I? So yeah, the time machine, you have to like kind of sync it up, make sure it's like all calibrated and shit, because it basically has to send all of the stuff that is made with your DNA, and also like any like prosthetics or like fake teeth or whatever. It has to send it back in time, like very, very carefully. Because they don't want to accidentally send back like a super pathogen that like fucking destroys the universe or whatever, right? You see, when they were just about to go into the time machine, the Sylvia and her companion, whose name I have forgotten, were stopped by a bad alien army agent, special agent. For background, I'd just like to say that I see that the bad alien army is run by a woman that everyone calls Mother. And it's kind of like a weird beehive situation in which it's like a hive, like a colony, and there's like different ranks depending on like your relationship to Mother. So this agent's relationship to Mother was like she was a legitimate daughter of Mother. So she was a pretty high-ranking official. So Sylvia's friend and this agent started fighting in the time machine, and then the time machine sent them to the past. But because it was only calibrated for the companion's DNA and not for this agent's DNA, it kind of fused the two together into a new into a new creature who then saw who ended up in Paris or something and saw like the picture of the Mona Lisa and was like, yep, that's me. But so those were the time machine shenanigans, but pretty much the plot starts when Mona Lisa and Sylvia end up on Earth. Sylvia was sent to a different time in the past, I think. I think that they were sent back at with the same push of the button, but they were sent at different times because that was their like original assignment, I guess. Like the companion would have been sent to, let's just say that the current year is like 2022 in in like this universe, right? That like, so the companion would have been sent to 2022 and then like Sylvia would have been sent a little bit further back. Oh, Mona Lisa, literally me, LMAO. Yeah, I'd like to point out that the only reason, like, outside of the canon wise that she is named Mona Lisa is because I want her. So I want each of their power sets to be very different and also to have fun names. And I decided that I want Mona Lisa's power moves to have a theme based off of the, oh god, what trilogy is it? It's like a book trilogy, and one of the books is called Mona Lisa Overdrive. So I literally wanted her like powers, like every time she does it, she's just like Mona Lisa Overdrive, and it's super fucking cool. And that's the only reason why she's named Mona Lisa. But oh god, I keep on getting distracted. So the plot starts when Sylvia and Mona Lisa have, and Sylvia had to like go through like a couple years of shit in order to get to the current day. I think it's been like a couple months since I've thought about these characters, but I'd like to say it's because when Lucine got disappeared 10 years ago, when Nova was still a baby, she was, no wait, yeah, Lucine was kinda tortured by the army, by the bad people army, and it was pretty much Sylvia's job to get like this walking talking nuke out of the like the torture chamber, so that way there's one less weapon of mass destruction being used by the bad guys. Yeah, I think that's why. Also, the legs are at the wrong angle. God damn it. Wait, so the two people who got fused into Mona Lisa, their personalities were fused too? I think I liked bits and pieces of the old personalities show through, but I like to believe that for the most part, all the wacky shit that Mona Lisa does is basically when she appeared in the new timeline, like in the past, she was functionally like, I have no idea what's going on, but I have a bunch of random knowledge in my head. So like some bits of the personality came back with the person, but not all of it. Like, they weren't just cleanly fused together. It was like a jumble of memories that feel more like dreams and random bits of knowledge and like, oh wait, I can read this language, but I don't know where I am. Like that sort of thing. So it was pretty messy, and that's why they went through like 6 months of like training for that, to just even use the time machine. Which is why Sylvia's kind of pissed that Mona Lisa exists, because it's like, god damn it, we went through all this training. Maybe this one should be up that way. I am back, only for a bit. Welcome back! We were talking about more plot. Plot, yes. Gotta love the plot. How would I catch you up on the plot? So you know Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa is the combination of two people who accidentally got merged together when Sylvia and another person were trying to go back to the past and save the world. I feel like that's an okay-ish explanation of it all. I find it... would that look like? Yeah, okay, cool. Katie, it's fine, I can't speak Spanish too. Creekstar, I think, said it's cool and welcome back. But, so the plot of the story, because it took us like 30 minutes to get here, is that Sylvia, who had to like live 5 years of her life, no, fuck, everyone has, one sec, what's everyone's pronouns again, I forgot, stupid headcanon of mine, I like to believe that like humans are one of the few species that goes by like the like a strict like gender binary. Oh my god, let's, oh my god, one sec. Let's be responsible and put this on a different piece of paper. So you have and then it's orders again. I always try mixing up Nakato and Lucine because I still haven't officially decided on which order I want them to be in. It's just that Nakato, by the actual plot, is more put together, I guess, than Lucine. For reasons I'm about to get to. So, at the beginning of the plot, Soren and Merle are the only ones who know that the other one's still alive. Everyone else is like kind of dorking around in hiding, or they're time travelers. Mona Lisa is the weird amalgamation of two people who got sent back to like 2022 France. Merle once again knows that Soren's alive. It's a whole thing. GCSE, what is it? Creek, I think that's like a British exam. Yeah. It's a British exam for like high school students, I think, to get into college. You know Newts from Harry Potter? I think it's like Newts. So Soren and Merle know that each other's alive. Mona Lisa appeared in France in like 2022 going, what is a person? Nakato and Nova are currently in hiding in the hood. Oh, so it's closer to Owls then, I guess. Huh. Oh yeah, so Nakato and Nova are hiding in the New York City hood, I guess? Lucine was tortured by the army for a bit, but then Sylvia came in, kicked down the door, and was like, yo, we're getting out of here. And then Nova is also in New York. But I like to believe that very few alien races have like the same gender binary that like most human societies do. I think that's because I find it more interesting if we start making alien societies like in cultures less similar to like how like humans are. Like my least favorite thing is when like in like sci-fi, like Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay, so they're just like not the same as humans, but like really similar to humans. like I always find that really boring and also kind of sad. I wish that more sci-fi writers were more adventurous with like how different these different cultures would be, but fuck, I forgot Sylvia's pronouns. It's I feel so bad. Would Merle be he, they? Maybe? And then Sylvia has like, if I recall correctly, they have like neo-pronouns, but I'd have to like start looking at the wiki again. But I think it was like E-er. Just something like that. I like picked it out and everything, but then school happened and I forgot everyone's pronouns and I didn't write them down. But everyone's pronouns, very important. So Sylvia pretty much kidnapped Lucine, and they're also hiding out on... How can you remember so many pronouns when I don't even know my own? I guess it helps that most of the time, if I'm pretty organized and life isn't kicking me in the ass, I have like this information written down in like an organized way, like such and such. These are not new characters, but when I was working on them, I didn't have the time to sit down and like go, yeah, okay, here's like this is this and this is that. But I guess it also helps that when I'm working, quote unquote working on my OCs, I think about them so often that they become like actual real people to me. That's, I guess. So when you start, and it, I guess it's just the same way as like remembering pronouns for like actual real life people. You just kind of do. And it's the same way for me and like my OCs for the most part. I will admit that Sylvia's is like their pronouns, I'm just going to refer to them as like they, them for today's stream. I need to like actually look up like what set of pronouns I'm thinking of and how to conjugate them. It also helps that I tend to stick to like the like non-neo pronouns. Like Sylvia's, I think, is one of the few, and like just like yeah, they would be that person. But that's because Sylvia also has a very distinct aesthetic, and I really do want to draw them one of these days. Once again, I will do speed paints of everyone. Everyone will get speed paints eventually. I follow. Thank you. Welcome to the. I guess this is a cult gang. I don't know. There's. But yeah. So remembering everyone's pronouns, I also hate her arms. I hate Nova's arms. Remembering everyone's pronouns, pretty easy. I haven't fucked up too many times yet. That's my 5th cult then. Yeah, I've been a part of many different cults throughout my life accidentally. This is probably my 5th cult? Maybe 6th as well. Mahaha cult. Yeah. So in OBS you can customize the Kiseki Mirai has gone live like thing, right? And I was like and I was trying to come up with a fun way to like include like a cult joke in there, but I haven't come up with one yet. I've included threats in there, but no cult jokes yet. This leg needs to be a bit longer, maybe? Just enough space to include. Let's bring this down just a bit. Oh, 6, I got inducted into a cult by some random people in a cafe. Ah, yeah, that's usually what happens to me. I go to, like, a new social function or whatever, like, I go to a new school, and it's like, well, you're part of a cult now, what? I guess it's also not helping that these shorts are a bit lower than they normally are. So then it'd be closer to there. Threats are a great replacement for cult jokes, I think. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot. She has bits on her elbows. Friends are like birds. If you kill them, they're dead. Wow. Wow. Oh my god, wow. I don't even have anything funny to say to that. I'm just like, wow. Wow, you really said that. Wow. I love it. Daily dose of darkness, LMAO. Oh my god. But, so where was I? Yeah, so anyways, that's all the time travel shenanigans and everyone's pronouns. We got there eventually. So now I get to explain to you her weapon. LMAO, let's not forget they can both be kept in cages. Murder is like Pringles, once you pop, you can't stop. Wow. But, this is the part where I have to start looking up references. Everyone needs a daily dose of darkness. It's good for your blood pressure, I heard. But, so because they're weapons of mass destruction. Everyone has like oh my god, you too. So because they're weapons of mass destruction, their weapons are also weapons of mass destruction, right? And they're also, I wanted everyone to have a unique fighting set. Like, the way I see it is that if they were, if they were, like, fighting game characters, then I would want each one to have, like, a unique fighting set, like, fighting moveset. And I want everyone to also have a unique weapon. So if you're curious, this giant black void that Nova is currently holding is her telescope. She has a telescope that she uses as a giant bazooka. And she also, I like to believe that, I forgot to add this. I also like to believe that she's wearing like fucking Heelys or whatever. Like, so she's just kind of like skating about, shooting people, and she's kind of using it as like the momentum to like power her through. So imagine like Ruby, I guess, from the show, but less up close fighting, more distance. She's a very distance fighter. Also, am not good at drawing telescopes, fun fact. I feel like she might also be able to snipe people using like the scope of it to kind of like boom, you know, but I'm not I need to sit down and finalize her weapon design before I can start really saying shit about the like abilities she can do. But I also believe that, especially at the beginning, she was definitely the weakest of the gang, because you have to remember she was born prematurely, and she has spent most of her life pretending she's a human on Earth with Nakato, because that was Nakato's strategy. For Nakato, her older sister, really needs therapy. That is canonical. Like, I think half the characters will say it at one point. Like, damn, you really need therapy, don't you? But, Nakato has a real bad problem with repressing shit, because she was fairly young when the whole, my home got attacked, the bad guys are now attacking me and my weapon siblings, and also my youngest sibling I had to pull out from the tube in order to save her because the power was going out, right? So I think she never really got over that, especially since she was really badly injured as a result of doing all those things. I can't wait to draw Nakato one of these days. No lives were lost in the making of this telescope. I haven't decided if it's like an actual like normal telescope as well, or if it's like she makes it out of her gem powers. Like, I haven't decided if it's like a normal weapon that was built for her that is disguised as a telescope for stealth reasons, or if it's like a part of her body, like she forms it out of herself. I need therapy, same. I need therapy, but like I have limited time in my life and limited money. So I sat down and I was like, I could spend less money and this time on streaming, or I can do it on therapy. And I was like, I'm occasionally put together right now. Yeah, let's do streaming. If I get like really bad, then like, yeah, obviously I'll go get myself in some therapy, but for now, I am okay-ish without. I wish I knew what song you were talking about, but honestly, there was a time when my most favorite, I guess? Is it favorite? I don't know. Oh my god, I lost where I was. That is noises from the outside. What the fuck is that? Let's start placing bets on who it is. So Nakato has a real bad problem with repression. That is canonical. And because of both the circumstances of her birth, you know, being a premature baby that didn't have the... I feel like she was far enough along to where she could survive. Like, it wasn't like a this is futile sort of situation. It was more of a, this is definitely way too early sort of thing, right? And Nova still kind of has to deal with that, and it's part of the reason why she's like ridiculously short like that, is because like the way I see it is that beyond like the normal needs of like whatever their species is, like food, water, special environmental shit, that sort of thing, because they are genetically modified, they also need to have like injections as they're growing up. And because Nova didn't get those injections, her power, especially at the beginning, is very limited in like what she can do. I don't think she even knows how to fight at the beginning of the story. Sarah by We3. One sec, I'm gonna write that down. I will check it out. If you're not depressed, don't listen to it. It will cause depression. She's 4 foot short. Yeah, her growth has definitely been stunted. And her fighting abilities, I think she has been trained in basic self-defense, but not much beyond that. Because I think by Nakato's like paranoid reasoning, if they were ever caught, it was game over. Because so the injuries that Nakato got while trying to get Nova out of there, the lab they were in, I imagine it as like an artificial planet or like a moon. It is a space station. I am over 2 feet taller than her. I am over... How much taller am I than her? I'm like 1.5 feet. No, I'm like a foot. Yeah, I'm like 1 foot taller. I am 1 foot taller than her. It is kinda scary. (6'2". I am tall. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is probably when she is... I like to say that there is a little bit of a time bit between like the beginning of the story and the end of the story. I'd say maybe 2 years, 2-3 years. Because I do want her... Because I already have like the... What's weird is that I have the beginning parts really well like mapped out, like in my head, just mentally. Like how everything kind of needs to go. And then I have the ending fight perfectly mapped out, right? I know exactly what she is doing during the ending fight. And one of the things is that during the ending fight, it takes place in New York because I need to have stakes. And basically she has like a oh, I am out of my league situation. She has like a moment like that in the final fight. And she kind of ends up at her old, like, middle school. And she encounters... More character bits. Nakato is doing her best at the beginning of the story. But, like, she's, like, what? She was terribly injured over, like, 10 years ago. So, in universe, she is missing an arm and a leg. And she's terribly burnt along, like, one side of, like, her body, right? She is doing her best, but it's not the best, so Nova's in, like, a shit ton of, like, after-school programs. And so she has, like, a really close relationship to, like, her various middle school teachers, because pretty much, like, they're watching over, like, a bunch of kids for, like, a couple hours, like, every day. And I want there to be a moment when, like, Nova goes back to the school and she's like, oh, this is what I'm fighting for. Like, that sort of cheesy thing. I want there to be a moment like that. So in order for that to work, some time has to have passed. So probably, like, 2-3-ish years. I'd like to say, but this is probably when she's closer to, like, 16 and 14. So in all honesty, she's probably hit 5 foot in this. She might be, like, 5 foot in this picture. But to be fair, she is 14. 4:30 a.m. Let's go. Oh my god, have you considered going to sleep? It's so weird how sometimes I just get random UK people that have really bad insomnia, I guess, or, like, didn't go to sleep at all. Actually, let's keep it like this. Nah, insomnia, yeah. I get pretty bad insomnia these days. Stress will do that to you. My life the past year has been real stressful. Let's do it like that. I want there to be an empty gap like right here, so that we can have that. Wait, do you have Discord, both of you? I agree, sleeping's really cool. Yeah, I do have a Discord. Not a server, but I do the Discords. Well, no, I hope you're able to sleep at some point. I mean, we can always fly out to the UK and drug you. That is always an option. We are working on the various international branches of the cult. It will take a bit, but we can get members out there. Actually, let's keep it like that for now. I've tried that, mate. It doesn't work. Our cult members are really good at various ways of espionage. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, espionage. We will find a way. Plus comas count as sleeping. Hypnosis. No. We beat people up. Solid whack to the back of the head usually allows for some pretty decent sleep. I'm not gonna be able to like finish the art, like do the line art and shit, but I do want to show you guys the color scheme, because that is always an important part to any character, in my very humble opinion. Oh my god. And then we're going to turn on the opacity on this guy. Like a rough idea of like where the colors are. I'm probably going to finish this off stream and post it like, yo, this is what I've done. Oh, that's your Discord. Hell yeah. I will also write that down. After stream, I will add you to my friends list. Because you are a really chill person. All of the people I've met while streaming so far have been like really cool people. Oh true, wackos in the head are much easier, quick and simple. Yeah. We believe in maximum efficiency. It is very important to our cause. Is that the right color? No, that's too orange. Fuck it, let's turn the opacity on everything back up. I want it a bit darker than, not darker, duller? So like a very quick color idea, I guess. Can't remember what color her eyes are, I will be honest. Are they bluish? Are they greenish? Let's do this color. That feels right. I don't know why, but I imagined her to have blue hair. Sylvia has blue hair, actually. Like a very light blue hair. Fun fact of the day. her color scheme is a lot of red, black, and blue. Because I want her design to have very standard protagonist vibes, I guess. I wish I knew how to describe that better. But like, the best way to describe it would be like, standard like protagonist, like I guess Mario, Sonic, that sort of thing. I want her character design to have that feel. So it's pretty simple. It is based off of I used to do tennis a couple years ago. Like, I was part of the tennis club and everything. And this was like an actual uniform. Like, this is a modified version of an actual uniform I used to have. So it's like blue skirt, blue shirt, that sort of thing, and I went from there. Is there any other blue bits on her? I think that's it. And then it is... no, that's too similar to her hair color. That might be like the wrong shade of red. I might have to alter it. No, wait. I decided that one of the gloves will be red because I like that. Like, originally I wanted like the whole outfit to kind of match with her eyes, but it didn't feel right. So I ended up going with like a pretty... So hopefully this is better color-wise. No, wait. Fuck, god damn it. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit the the mic. So what I was thinking is that... so because her fighting style revolves a lot around flipping her telescope and shooting, like there's a real emphasis on the telescope, like fighting wise. There's also a lot of emphasis on like her hands. So I want to make sure that the hands of her, like her gloves, do not get confused with the black of the telescope, which is why her gloves are red. I also think it's kind of fucking cool. I might change the stockings. I might reverse the colors on it to where it's like black socks and then like red knee pads, but yeah. It is... I was gonna say something, but I keep on like forgetting. So something like that. It's like, let's zoom out. One sec. Come on, there we go. So something like that, color-wise. I might change the colors on the telescope a bit. Ooh, night shift tonight would have been rough. My roommate does a lot of like night shift stuff, and man, she's so tired during the day. Like, yup, never doing a night shift if I can avoid it. So yeah, I'm gonna swap the colors on the stockings. Or maybe make it like a blue and have the red be more of an accent color. That might work better, honestly. And then the red can be on her shoes. Ooh, I like that actually. So yeah, I want her hands to be visible, and since she's also skating around, I want there to be like a slightly less emphasis on the shoes. And I want her to have like typical protagonist vibes, so lots of primary colors. You don't never take a night shift ever. Okay. Okay. Understood. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I like that actually. Feels like it feels like feels like I'm trying. It feels like I haven't said something about Nova that I really wanted to. There might be something, but whatever it is, I've forgotten it clearly by now. Oh yeah, I did want to say this because I was thinking about this last night. And part of the reason why I've been working on Nova and like the siblings in general have been because to help with the insomnia, I like having fun things to think about late at night. And I like working on OCs when I'm falling asleep, like trying to figure out like how would they react in like these situations. Would the cyan streak in her hair look cool or just me? I was actually thinking about like last night I was like, I feel like she would be the kind of person to have a random streak of like color in her hair, right? And originally I had like gold in the color palette as well, but that felt way too generic, I guess. Like too much of a generic color palette. Maybe like, so I definitely want there to be like a pop of color in here. Oh wait, I do have something to say. Going back to their powers. So like that actually. Actually that works better as like a teal color. More of a contrast. Yeah, so I do have something I want to say about their powers that I just realized that the cyan reminded me of. Cyan? Because the siblings are like weapons of mass destruction, they all kind of have like I call it a focal point where it comes to because the power's like all in their body and stuff. They as they're like training to learn how to yield it, they end up putting it like focusing it out of a certain part of their body a good chunk of the time. Cyan. Okay. Cyan. Got it. Yeah, so they end up focusing it on a certain part of their body. It helps with like getting the power out, like any attacks or like defenses or whatever out faster. And it kind of ties into their different fighting styles and stuff like that. And so the way I see it is that, and also before I forget, that's part of a focal point is like their focal points, it's like a habit of like that's where they put their power, I guess. The best way I can describe it is like if you've ever been in a choir class, sometimes the director wants you to like project your voice out of like your nose or like your sinuses or like your like you focus your voice in like a certain part to get a particular sound. That's how I see their focal points, but it's like all over their bodies. Nova's, I believe, is in her hands. So she focuses her power out of her hands, and so I want there to be both an emphasis on her hands because that's where she's doing the telescope twirly thingies, but also because that is where like she is focusing her actual powers from. And then I'd say like there's a little bit of a focal point at like her feet for like skating and shit, but not as much as like her hands. And back to the others, since while I'm here I want to say this because I find this genuinely interesting. Over time, if they end up focusing too much power in the same spot like over and over, it permanently damages them, like damages like their body and shit. So like the like Deku from My Hero Academia, it's like he does like he like breaks his hand and he has like permanent damage in his hands now. I like to say that while Nova isn't there, maybe closer to the end of the story there is like a point where it's like you have to be, where she's told like you have to be more careful about this because you're starting to do permanent damage. But because Nova isn't a puncher, she's not also doing like normal physical damage to it. Interesting way to think about it. Have to go real quick, I shall return. That is a-okay. I will keep on talking about plot. Plot is fun. Plot is interesting. But yeah, you go touch grass for everyone right now. But everyone focuses their... Do I want to do line art? Let's not do line art. I don't feel like doing line art right now. But everyone focuses like their powers in like a different way, and it kind of goes back to their movesets. So I'm gonna write stuff. Let's do 8,000 here. There we go. Like if I have to, I will be honest, I don't feel like trying anymore. I feel like I'm at a good natural stopping point with, let me turn this back up, with like this anyways. Oh, God damn it. Sorry about that. That was my water bottle. I do not like today's stream setup at all. It's very... There's not a lot of space for me to exist. That's the best way to put it. Oop, yeah. So let me turn this down. There we go. Is it barely picking? I'm not like hearing stream at all, so it's like I don't know how loud the music is, but it keeps on turning off automatically, so I need to figure out a better way to get the music to go in the background. Because I do want there to be something in the background, because otherwise it's just me and the nothingness of the void, but yeah. So everyone kind of like focuses their like power in a different way out of a certain part of their body, I guess. I am the void, yeah. The void is the darkness of the cult robes. So I'm not going to draw everyone today. I just want to mention everyone's power sets. So Nova fights with a fucking telescope bazooka thing. This void steals genders. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And she has a tendency of focusing it in like her hands and feet. Sylvia is the only one. Let's start with... I want to save Merle for last because I like his power set the most. Merle and Mona Lisa, I feel, have very interesting power sets. Soren fucking punches people, so he has like these gauntlets. He kind of punches people. The best way to think of it is if you know Katsuki Bakugo from My Hero Academia. It's very similar to that. I leave my victims with identity crises. Oh my god. Oh no. And oh my god. Yeah, so Soren like fucking punches people, right? And I'd like to I haven't decided on where I want him to focus his power, because I don't want it to be like just his hands. I feel like he might focus it in like his shoulders, I guess, or like his core, or like I don't know. It's like hand, like in general, arms in general, right? We're skipping Mona Lisa and Merle because I want to save them for last. Nagato has throwing knives because she's paranoid about everything, and so she wears like a blazer, like a white blazer, maybe forearms. Yeah, that would actually make sense. Because I don't want it to be in hands, because hands is Nova. Like, I don't want them to have any overlapping bits. And I like to believe that after years of fighting, all of them are a bit dinged up. So it's like, I try thinking of like, where after all this time, they would have like natural injuries coming from, and like go from there. Like Soren, because of the way he fights, I feel like he might have hearing aids at this point, because lots of explosions, lots of punching, he's up close. Like, guns and blasters are still a thing, so he's probably not the best hearing-wise. Nakato's obviously burnt along, like, one half of her body, and she's missing a couple limbs. She is also blind and deaf along that side, so I think that also adds to, like, her paranoia. Like, she's like a cat, like an old cat that is very beat up and is very scared because of that. But she's the kind of person who hides knives all over her body. So the way I see her design is it's a white blazer, a white suit pants, like she's business casual. She's business casual, and a tank top, like a crop top tank top, right? But she has knives like up her sleeves and down her boots and like in her pants. Like, she has dozens and dozens of throwing knives. And it might also be cool in which, like, if she has because she has like a prosthetic like arm sometimes, I believe that she wouldn't be the kind of person who wears it all the time because she finds it uncomfortable, but it'd be kind of cool if it's hollow on the inside and she opens it up and there's more knives. I have a knife. Yeah. I also have a knife, but it is not a throwing knife, it is a kitchen knife. And where would Nagato? I used to have all this like memorized. I'll come back to her. It's in my hand. Oh god. We have one knife, Katie, and you took it. That's the budget. That's the knife budget. It's a dagger? Oh god. How many inches? I'll come back to Nagato, like, in where she focuses her power. 4. Ooh, nice. I'll come back to where... Oh my god. Nagato focuses her power, because I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me in a bit. Lucine fights using a bow and arrow. What's the pronouns again? Yeah. So basically the way they're basically fucking Link. It also kind of in design too. Like, imagine a weird amalgamation of Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and like Breath of the Wild Links. I found it in my parents' house, like in the attic. Oh god. That's just kind of dangerous to have lying around, isn't it? Noof. I don't know where Lucine would like focus their power. I feel like maybe like their ears, oddly enough. Or like their ears, like their throat, that part, but not as like a power sort of thing, just more of hi dog, more of a defensive sort of thing, like eyes accuracy. Yeah. Lucine is Link. I feel like Lucine would also focus their power in their throat or their ears, like kind of wrapping around like the bottom of their jaw, more as a defensive thing rather than a like a active, like a what's it, like an attack way. Sylvia is the one who's, I know exactly where their power is being focused, but not so sure on the weapons. So Sylvia, I think, is the kind of person who kicks a lot. So they, both Sylvia and Nova skate, but like Sylvia will send out a thing and go, and they kind of like do a high kick, and they use the blade of the ice skate to slash. Like, that's how I see it. And then beyond that, they just kind of shoot the power from their hands, knees. No, this is so Sylvia's alien species, I have decided, is the one that lives on this planet or like the same system that this power gem, like the power gems or whatever, are coming from. And so they've kind of have naturally become one with it. So kind of moving away from all of this, but Nova, Lucine, Nakato, and Merle were purposefully made in the lab. Mona Lisa was kind of born in a time machine, and Soren, I like to believe that his was kind of an accident, like he was involved in that accident at a very young age. He was not born in a tube. He was born normally, and his parents got involved in the cause, and he ended up in an accident, and he like became one with the gems, and that's when they realized they could like do this sort of person power source merging thing, and then they got it working with Merle. I want Soren to be a bit of a prototype, I guess. Sylvia, they were, because they grew up on the same planet, or like their people grew up on the same planet as the power source, their DNA already kind of does like a limited version of that. And so they kind of have like the power gem as freckles, and that's where they focus their power, like out the sinuses in their cheeks. Which is a singing thing, by the way. That you do that if you want a very wide sound. That's what you do. Mona Lisa has laser swords. Not lightsabers, but like imagine lightsabers but flat. Like an energy blade. And I like to believe that they store their power like in their shoulders. Not their shoulders. Where was it? I guess it's only because I want it in the shoulders because their design focuses on the shoulders. Hi, Creek. We're talking about the focal points in like the weapons of everyone. Yeah. I feel like Mona Lisa would actually keep it in her legs, like in the ankles or whatever. Ooh, is this a chart? Yeah. So the far right column, not far left column, is everyone is like all like the siblings, like the weapons of mass destruction siblings. The middle one is their weapons of choice. Yeah, you missed the dagger discussion. I'm sorry. The middle one is like what weapons they use, and the far right is where their focal point for their power is. So Sylvia, you also missed the part where I described Sylvia's like heritage, I guess, but Sylvia's from the same system as the the power source. And so they kind of already have like, they weren't made in a tube either. They were just kind of like recruited and trained and shit. But they already had like bits of the power source like in their cheek, and they focus it in like their cheeks, like along the sinuses. So they have little gem crystal freckles. It's pretty cute. But yeah, Mona Lisa would focus it in their legs. Though I really don't know. I view Mona Lisa as they dress in all black, like a cool cyberpunk anime character. And they also wear, like, heels. Meanwhile, Merle, my favorite one, has a fucking gun. Specifically, he uses 2 pistols, like 2 handguns, and then, like, a sniper rifle in the back. But he focuses it in his eyes. However, when Nova was still in the tube and Nakato was busy getting her out of the tube and Lucine was captured somewhere, Merle overused his power and he permanently destroyed his eyes, pretty much. 4-in-1 dagger. Isn't that just like a... One sec, what is it? Wouldn't that just be like a... This is a 4-in-1 dagger. Oh my god. 4-in-1 dagger. Buy one, get 4 free. So yeah, Merle is fucking blind. I view it... He has... Once again, I want to draw all these characters. But Merle is pretty much... He can only see, like, shapes and shadows and shit. But if he focuses it in his eyes again, he can kind of use his powers as, like, instead of normal sight. There's... For him, I also... The way I see there being, like, a over-focusing of power in a certain spot is, like, cracks in the skin. So the way I see it is that Merle, his eyes are, like, kind of glowing, and then there's cracks in the skin around the eyes, and when he uses his power, those start glowing, and everything starts glowing, and it's super cool. Means that he's no longer a good sniper because he kind of glows in the dark these days. I guess Nakato... And I was bad at reading LMAO. That's sick though, yeah. Once again, I want to draw all of these characters one of these days because their designs and their powers and their focal points and everything, I feel like they all work. And I want to do a speed paint. No. A 4-in-1 dagger is a shuriken, right? Because a 4-in-1 dagger means that there's 4 blades, but it's one object, and so it's just a throwing star, like a ninja throwing star, with 4 blades on it. I think that's what it would be. The Nakato, where would... Maybe her back? Like, along her spine? Creekstar, you get to choose. So, I actually haven't figured out everyone's, focal points yet. You get to decide Nakato's. She uses throwing knives because she's paranoid about everything, and she has them, like, all in their clothes and everything. From the incident 10 years ago, she's burnt along one side of her body, and she is deaf and blind because of that. The The only restrictions is that I don't want there to be any overlap with anyone else's. So if it's already up here, that's not. I would. That would be nice, but if you can't decide, that's fine. I'm like, my best idea is like maybe her spine or like her core in general. Back? Yeah. Maybe like her spine. Because the way I see it is that for Soren and Nova, that's just kind of the most natural place to focus their power because of their movesets. Same with Merle, actually. Sylvia was already naturally doing that from like a very young kid. And so they just keep on doing that. Lucine does the throat and ears because they're afraid of being stabbed at any moment. And like Mona Lisa does the legs because I don't know, I think they just like their legs a lot. They do wear very tight pants. So I feel like maybe Nakato would have, maybe before Nova was born, had done something else. Like maybe her hands or like her eyes, like Merle. But during the incident, she just focused all of her power on like her back and her spine and her core in general to stay alive. And I feel like she still does that. Right? Because I don't think she can. Because in order to focus the power, it needs to be organic material, like part of their body. So even with the prosthetic, and this is part of the reason why she doesn't like the prosthetic, it wouldn't be. She can't focus the power from there. So like her shoulders, her back, or her spine, or something like that. Yes, the seven body parts. Arms, legs, eyes, shoulders, throat, ears. Ooh, yeah, using the back as a focal point sounds better for grounding though, yeah. Or like her shoulders or something like that. I want to do speed paints for all these guys so I can explain like how these characters came to be and my thought process behind all of this and like their weapons and shit. But I'm not. Maybe it depends on like I have like a small backlog of videos I'm working on right now, and I want to get like 2 of them done. 2 of them done before like I start going, okay, yeah, we're gonna do speed paints, but these characters have been helping me sleep for the past couple of days because it's really nice just thinking about them. While we're here, because I don't want to end stream yet. Well, some random character notes. So everyone can kind of detect within a certain range where everyone else kind of is, like a GPS signal, because they're all coming from the same power source for the most part. 2-hour mark, hell yeah. Because they all are connected to the same power source. They can kind of detect where each other is to a certain point. 5 a.m. Please go to sleep. But there's like limits, and it's also based on like how much power energy you have, like a battery, I guess. So they can pick up on each other if they're all at 100%. Like they haven't been like fighting or like anything. If they're 100%, they can pick up on each other pretty easily. But goodness, lol, yeah. Please go to sleep. However, after the Nova's birthday, I guess, both Nakato, Lucine, and Nova were so low energy that Soren and Merle could not pick up on them at all. And honestly, Merle was kind of pretty bad. I feel like Soren ended up being the most alive out of everyone that day. So Soren and Merle just kind of assumed that everyone else was dead or like missing. It wasn't until I'd say the beginning of the plot, no, not the beginning of the plot, that they might have picked up on Nakato, and it wouldn't be until I'd say like 5% of the way through the whole story, 5-10% of the way through the whole story, that they would have finally realized, like, oh shit, Nova's our baby sister. Because Nova, there's like a certain like there's a certain sequence of events that leads to Nova really showcasing her powers, like what control she has over them at that point. And it isn't until that point where it's like, oh, you can, oh god, you're our sister. Nakato is the best at sensing, I like to say. Nakato and Merle are the best at sensing, and I'd say that Nova and Soren are like worse at it. But the beginning of the plot happens when Nakato realizes that Sylvia and Mona Lisa, both signals that she does not recognize, are in New York City. The same city that she and Nova are in. And she's like, no, we are not. I'm gonna stay behind and deal with this. You go. You go. So that's how the plot starts. And I feel like Nova might actually, in the very opening sequence, pick up on the fact that Sylvia is there. Because the way I see it, the opening sequence is that, because I'm really picky about this sort of thing, Nova's taste in music, I've already built a playlist because I want to do speed paint, and when I do the speed paint, it's like, yo, here's the music playlist. So Nova likes, would be listening to like, Plastic Love by Maria Takeuchi. And the opening sequence would be Plastic Love playing on her like music player as she is going from school back home. As in, there was probably like something weird going on, like she had to get groceries, and so it's a slightly different pattern than her day. Ooh, I love character playlists. Yeah, I am gonna start working on the speed paint so I can start telling you guys about the playlist. But in like towards the end of the song, Nova would realize that Sylvia's on the same train as her. Like they're on the same train, and maybe she also passes by Mona Lisa on the way back home. And then Nakato would be like, yo, we're not dealing with this. Let's get the fuck out. Which leads me to point number 2. Because they can sense each other, they can kind of use each other as a very vague map of the galaxy, which is also helped by the fact that the coalition kind of has like these bases scattered across the galaxy, and they plant like these little power sources in them, both as backup bombs, but also because the siblings can keep track of the different, like, I guess, waypoints. They're like, if they can pick up on each other, like, different GPSs, right? Like, they each have a GPS signal. Then the little bits of power source that are all over the galaxy planted are both planted and natural. They would be, like, the satellites, like the GPS satellites. And so they can use these satellites to kind of teleport. They open up portals is the best way to put it. They open up portals and they go through. But that is like a higher level technique. So at the beginning of the story, Nova actually can't do that. So Nakato is the one who opens up the portal, pushes her through, closes that shit up, and starts finding Mona Lisa because Mona Lisa is half evil at this point in time. They don't really know what's going on, so they're more on a personal quest to figure out who they are, what they are, where they are, and like all that sort of thing. So this oftentimes leads to Mona Lisa both going up against the Coalition and also the Bad Alien Army, the BAR for short. Because it's like sometimes they have to go up, sometimes they have to fight like Soren or like Merle or whatever to figure out why they're here. If much longer, I might go. I'm gonna wrap up shortly. Don't worry. I'm just saying some last bits about the characters I want to say. But if you have to go, you can go. But anyways, so Mona Lisa's on like a weird quest of like discovery, and like, but Nakato doesn't really know this and thinks that they're an agent sent by the bar, I guess. But yeah, they can do like portals and shit, and that's how they kind of hop around, and that's how Nova ends up at the Coalition headquarters, just going, yeah, Nakato sent me, and Soren and Merle are just like, Nakato's dead, right? But the first instance that Merle and Soren are like, yeah, okay, Nova's our sister, is when Nova manages to open up a portal for the first time. And that's the thing, right? I still haven't decided on how everyone figures out that Lucine is still alive. It might be like Sylvia is also kind of an enemy at the beginning. But eventually when Sylvia is on their side, they're like, oh yeah, Lucine's been chilling in like, I don't know, Italy the whole time. Can we go get them? Or I need to figure that out. Lucine is definitely the character that I have developed the least, but anything else I want to say? I think that might actually be end of stream. Because I don't know about you, but I am actually pretty tired. And also I'm hungry. The two things might be correlated, but anyways, this is the art we did. And then we did more art. In the best of art. But yeah. Thank you to everyone who showed up today. And thank you, Katie, for joining us and for following. You gonna be on Discord? After stream? Probably not. I don't know. I need to go make like a post-stream meal. I don't know why, but it's like stream is. You did a good job with the art and the colors. Look so cool. I hope you rest well. No, Creekstar. If you say that, that means I'm staying up until like 1 a.m. You know that, right? But thank you. Yeah, when I finish this, I'm gonna post it. Yeah, I'm gonna post this on like Twitter and Instagram and shit. And hopefully, one of these days, I can do a speed paint of the characters. That'd be hella cool. But yeah, thank you for everyone who showed up. Hell yeah. And oh god, my brain's real fried. With the streams, they're at a weird time for me where it's before stream is too early to have dinner, and after stream is too early to have dinner, I guess. And Katie, Creekstar said, much thanks. I understand basic Spanish, but not much more. But yeah, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna post it. I actually kind of like the way it looks right now. It reminds me of like, I don't know, Persona 4 art, where it's just like the character, you know? But yeah, thank you for showing up. I hope to see you guys some other day. I stream almost every day at the same time. So I when I said that, I realized I need to also update the Twitch schedules. Oh god. So many little things I have to do. But it do be like that sometimes. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming to stream. Hell yeah. Where the fuck is my mouse? Is my mouse here? My mouse is here. Bye!